Welcome to Slow Shutter, the podcast for photographers and wedding professionals looking to escape the pressures of the creative industry. So put your pen and notebook away and come hang out with your two besties, Cami Empey and Jade Jenkins. This is Slow Shutter.
And we're back again after another hiatus.
Just for a little bit.
Away from podcast.
You guys don't understand what it's like being us. It's so hard.
We are, number one, ADHD. Number
Yeah.
two, we have 400 hobbies and jobs.
Yeah, we wear a lot of different hats, but we've been in recent days discussing like how we're going to manage all of our hats.
Yes.
And we've had this discussion about 950 times, but this time we mean it.
Different.
This time we mean it. But you know what? This outlet has always been just something like fun and nice for us to do. And
Well, and like easy and there's like zero pressure for us to show up, which is really, I'm really grateful for everybody who listens.
Yeah.
Because everybody just continues to
if
listen.
all of you would do your jobs right and like spread it out
So we could be millionaires off this.
and like help.
I would be a full-time podcaster if we blew up.
You help by just listening.
Yeah,
honestly,
We
and
appreciate you.
we really do appreciate it. And so I'm happy to be back and talk about all the things that we've experienced in the last like 5-ish weeks.
Yes. I mean, a big part of our break was we were finishing up coaching volleyball club, and this club season was really like
It
a
was-
lot.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just-
just the one from hell.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And so, you know, we both were like, okay, mental break. Took a mental break. Our social media girly was also like, need a mental break.
Yeah.
So we were like,
I just
okay,
wonder
perfect.
how many photographers slash coaches there are. There's a lot in our
A lot.
area.
I get a lot of texts all the time.
Yeah. So honestly, mental health breaks for coaches,
Yes.
it's just not talked about enough. Like
No.
it's very draining. It's very saddening. And
Crazy.
very happy and very glorious and not so glorious. Like it really is
Well,
up
it's
and down.
Thankless. I saw a TikTok literally the other day that was like, we always talk about mental health for athletes, but never for coaches. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, yeah, actually.
Yeah, and that's like take it out of the sports context. Like even
Yeah.
people who are coaching people in photography.
Yeah.
Like this is really hard, and actually when you really care about something and you're really passionate about something,
Yes.
it's supposed to take a piece of you and
Yeah.
it's supposed to take it out of you a little bit. But man,
At what point is it worth it?
I'm like, leave some for me.
We have a friend who she's a full-time photographer and a mom and like super busy. And pretty much every time we tell her that, you know, we're stressed about coaching, she's like, how do you guys even do this? What are you guys even doing? And we're like, we don't know.
No idea. No, it's a day by day thing for
Yes.
sure. And same with photography. Sometimes I get on this like upward climb of like, I'm going to be the best there's ever been.
Yes.
And then I'm like, I'm going to ghost you guys for just a little bit.
And you had to break.
Yeah. But always steadily, just know in the background that even if I'm not posting and I'm not like present on social media, I'm still shooting
Yeah.
and I'm still doing my job. It's just on a smaller scale. And
I do
a
think
quieter
people might
scale.
up.
Yeah.
Which like social media, I go back and forth because sometimes social media is really fun for me. I enjoy being able to, you know, see everybody's lives. I love a little serotonin boost of views.
That's what I needed. If all of a sudden I got louder in like the last minute, it's because I messed with the wrong thing on our podcast thing.
I've been like
I
side-eyeing her.
wanted my headphones to be louder. I couldn't really hear what was going on.
Oh, got it.
And so I moved that up and then I was like, wait, that's not it.
I'm glad you fixed it.
Yeah.
My,
So
you,
now I can hear.
I feel clearer.
Yeah.
By mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're better. Anyway,
So sorry.
Back to what we were saying. The last like month too, we started learning how to sell on Amazon and do Amazon affiliate links.
You guys, it's
And
so fun.
it's actually so fun. And pretty easy.
It's like a game.
I feel like I did the same shoulders as you.
Like a game.
It's like a game. I feel like too, because I have a friend who we have a friend who's pretty influencery, I would say.
Yeah.
Bailey, who we love. Shout out Bailey.
Yeah.
Super hot mom and like goes viral on TikTok all the time.
Mhm.
And I was like, dude, you got to do this. And she was like, I make like 5 cents for every sale. But there's other ways to make money that's not just selling. And that's like what the income comes from.
Right.
It's not just the commission stuff. And like great, we're so grateful that we have a friend who taught us how to do this,
Yeah.
and we've been really killing it, honestly.
It's actually like a fun little side job to like try to find products that
Yeah.
you guys would be interested in as
It-
well. It's like more than just, you know,
and curate lists.
it's more
Yeah.
than just like accumulating money. It's more like, wow, this is like actually useful stuff that you might love as a photographer or a
Yes.
creative or whatever it might be.
I know I get asked all the time about my gear list, and so
Yeah,
I just created a gear list.
I made a whole list about like outfits I will be wearing this
Yes.
season and stuff, and I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah, so then we just spend all the money that we make on it,
But
bringing
at
buying
least it's
new
not
stuff.
at least it's not the photography money.
It's basically free.
yeah, girl math.
Girl, I'm basically just buying my stuff.
Right. But yeah, Amazon. Also, we've been trying to get into Meta ads / Google ads. What a beast that is.
Oh my gosh,
What
yeah.
on earth is that?
Well, also we've been trying to find a course. There's a million courses. We've been trying to find a course that we can basically like do like I feel like I want a go at your own pace course. And a lot of courses are like one-on-one mentorship.
Yeah, or get it done
courses.
now.
And I just do not have the mental capacity to sit through like an hour-long video.
Yeah.
Or have somebody call me and tell me how to do it. I do want that.
I would actually love if there's somebody out there that like just does it.
Yeah, can somebody just do it
And you
for
just
me?
set
Can I
up-
just pay you?
But like I understand it's a constantly changing thing. So that's the problem with it. It's
Somebody
like,
set it up and tell me how to do it.
well, and then also like the platform for Meta ads or the platform for Meta or Google ads is constantly updating as to like how they're changing. Like it's just not just an algorithm. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Like the actual buttons you push, it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
And so it's like you can look up in YouTube like how to do this, and then
If it's from 2025, it's
if it's
updated.
6 months ago,
Yeah.
it's like that button doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh.
Tammy's
All right.
definitely more educated on the meta ad stuff than I am because she went like deep dive.
Yeah, no, and okay, you guys, I did it. So we're in Arizona dress shopping for Jade. And then I was like, I'm just gonna try some Meta ads and just throw some money at it. And I think I threw like $200 at a couple ads or whatever. And I have never gotten so many inquiries in my life. And I booked four
weddings.
Yeah, 4 weddings from probably the 56 inquiries that came from it.
Okay.
However, $200 spent. Probably like 3 hours of time spent because I was like replying to inquiries and stuff, and I got ghosted by most of them or whatever.
Yeah, because they're like trash.
But
sometimes.
4 weddings booked.
That's
I'm
a
like,
lot of income.
No, that's like
$200.
yeah, and I'm like that's like around 15K.
Big ol' ROI.
So yes, return on investment was large, and I'm like, okay, I need to invest more time into this for sure. But then I got into the Amazon stuff, so I'm like, how are you guys?
Okay, but I
doing
tried
this?
and it didn't work for me.
Oh yeah, and so I don't know what magical sauce I put on mine that Jade's didn't work.
Because I basically built it exactly how Cammy told me.
There was something wrong with the actual page of your Facebook, the way your page
and
was
then I
set
fixed
up.
it. And it's
then
still not
it didn't
working.
work.
Yeah. So I need somebody who knows this to like go into my stuff and be like, this is wrong.
But it seems because we looked at hers versus mine, and it just seems like it's got to be like a deeper dive problem.
It's gotta be
That's
something.
the problem with the Meta and the Google ad platforms, though.
It's like
because-
way too much.
Well, the Google ad platform actually has like a dummy version, like a dummy demo version, and then also like an advanced version. And
the
you
dummy
can't-
version doesn't work.
Yeah, the dummy version you could throw money at it all day and it's
And
not
get
going to do
nothing.
anything. And then you have to use the advanced version, but it's difficult.
Also, it's different than meta. Like you actually have to learn a completely different thing.
This is what my parents feel like with the DVD player. Like the world is spinning. I don't know how to do it, but like this is their version of technology. And I feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, like what does this mean? And I'll read the descriptions. I feel like a little kid in like elementary school again, where it's like read the instructions slowly so that you understand. Like, why does Susie have 73 watermelons in the back of her truck? And you're like,
you know how AirDrop changed and you have to like do a code now?
Yeah.
So the children made me feel really old, and we were trying to AirDrop something, and they were like, you have to put the code in. And I was like, what the freak are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
And straight up, the oldest I've ever felt
Yeah.
was in that moment.
Yeah.
So yeah,
exactly.
It forever changing.
But on Google Ads, it's like, here's the description. I'll read it like 9 times and I'll be like, this. And then I'll be like, what?
When you watch like a whole video.
Words I didn't know were words are in those descriptions. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. And then they also have like random codes all over the place that you have to like put in your website.
I understand that people like go to school for this.
I understand why they make a ton of money.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, I understand that this is like a full on, like web design, all that stuff. It's a
Totally.
different language that you're
100%.
learning. Like,
Yes.
I do understand that. But I'm like, all I am is just a weed photographer
And
that
this-
wants to book
Ew.
couples. Also, topic. Noodle.
I have a noodle too that I've been literally like waiting.
Can I hold on to my noodle if you tell me your noodle? I think I
No,
could.
because mine's a thing. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to book more luxury weddings.
Me too.
Please. I'm not even saying that because
Yes.
it's like, I want to book higher price tag. No.
No.
I want weddings that look a certain way.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I had this conversation with the wedding planner of the couple that I had their wedding this weekend.
Yeah.
Wedding planner, super. I loved her in her own way. I loved her. She was just like
In her own way.
She was so like everywhere, which like cracked me up because
Mhm.
I am that way. Anyways, she and I were talking about like she literally straight up goes, "How much did you charge these guys?" And I was like, this much, but I was like, but since they booked me, I'm actually doing things a lot differently. So then we talked about, how I'm trying to move into a luxury market. And she was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're at luxury pricing. And I was like, thanks. What does that mean?
Well, yeah, it's not just that. No, that's not like I just want to photograph weddings that look a certain way for me.
Yes.
That sounds so bad though. Whatever.
Yeah, but I feel like
I just feel like I could really kill like a
okay, but usually people who
colonial
are
house.
having a luxury wedding usually have like a planner. And
Yeah.
almost all my couples this year have a planner. I'm so excited.
Oh
They
yeah.
have like a planner
Amazing.
or a coordinator.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
we're
amazing.
kind of entering that era of like, I am tired of
You
doing this. by
can't do
myself.
this by yourself.
Elopement's so different.
But I feel like I would like a good chateau, a colonial house,
Yeah.
something like that, a museum. I'd
Yeah.
kill it. And I just know
luxury
that
also I feel like has kind of a bad rep right now because it doesn't mean necessarily like the most expensive $100,000
I
wedding.
want clean. I want crisp.
I want like thought about.
Yeah, I want highly detailed.
Yes.
I want like very intricate things that nobody else will notice that
Mostly
know?
too though because I feel like you're trying to get to this point. Like a lot of it too is I care about your story a lot. And it's hard for me to tell your story if like nobody thinks about anything. Like we're going into these weddings like not knowing people.
Yeah.
And so then when I just walk up and everybody's freaking out and stressed because nothing's done and like nothing looks good and you're mad because nothing looks good. Like that's really hard. That's a really hard place
Very
to be,
difficult.
especially after doing this for so long
Mhm.
that it's like I would have such an easier time. So for example, my couple this weekend, everything was so thought out. The way they picked the
Mhm.
venue,
Mhm.
they're like they did vows in the morning by themselves in their hotel and like
Yeah.
everything was like down to a T. I don't think they spent a ton of money on their wedding. Like I really don't.
Mhm.
I just think that but they have the coordinator,
Mhm.
they had the vendors that they wanted. They
Mhm.
made sure to like put money where the most important stuff was to them,
Yeah.
which like, photography, we're the most we're the most expensive and the most important.
For sure.
Photography, they picked a really beautiful venue.
Uh-huh.
The decor was insane.
Mhm.
The food, oh my gosh, I ate it in 4 minutes. It was it was so good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's things that go into your experience of your wedding day
Yeah.
that are more expensive.
For sure. For sure. And I just think there's like certain weddings that will put attention to those details and there's certain weddings that won't. And so
Mm.
I'm like, I really just want a very detailed, well thought out timeline, wedding,
Yes.
wedding planners on it, like
Yes.
all that stuff. So that's what I'm like, I'm trying to
We're,
that's the type
we're
of wedding I want.
segueing.
Yeah. But and also I just feel like that's kind of the trend now. Like we've
Mhm.
moved away from there will always be Western weddings
Mhm.
and there will always be like certain like types of weddings for sure where like the theme overall like matches the personality of the couple.
Yes.
But I feel like the trend right now is
Mhm.
like let's look for a museum, a colonial
Yes.
house as a venue, a chateau for a venue, and then let's like really brighten it up with the colors and the decor and
I've also seen people
simplicity.
getting married at like their grandma's beautiful house.
Mhm.
Like people care more about the buildings, which is so great.
Yeah. Oh, I have some advice for brides, by the way. Okay. If you really want these like clean cut getting ready photos that
Mhm.
I see those go viral all
the
the
time.
right? If you want those opportunities to like get ready with your bridesmaids and have these like amazing photos, you need to keep you need to separate where you're actually getting ready with where you're taking these photos.
Yes.
Because
Different places.
without a doubt, every single time I come to do getting ready photos,
It's a mess.
they've gotten ready in the bridal suite and
Yes.
it's a disaster.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting. There's wrappers and
There's
drinks
like makeup
and food
filled
and
everywhere. Like
makeup and hair tools
Yes.
everywhere. You are
Underwear.
not going to get the photos that you're envisioning, even though the room is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
You have destroyed it.
Also, noodle off that. I saw a photographer the other day. It was a couple basically inquiring for a celebrity wedding. So they had posted like Ariana Grande's stuff as their inspo.
Yeah.
And obviously this has been a thing for a little while, but I think that creatives and the photographers are finally like, no,
Yeah.
you can't put us to a standard that we can't uphold because your venue's not this and your decor is not this.
Or your
Yeah, you didn't spend the money to make this look like this.
Mhm.
We're just taking pictures of what's there.
What is?
And so this photographer was like, no,
Mhm.
like you don't get to ask for a $1,000 photographer
Yeah.
and show us a $1 million wedding. Like that's not
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah. I mean, Selena Gomez's wedding was beautiful. It was
Insane.
gorgeous and stuff, but like you do realize that cost
So much
much money. And so it's like, honestly, those photographers are great and very, very talented.
Yes.
Kind of hard to muff it up.
Actually, my aunt, you guys already know this. We've said it a million times. We're my cousin who's in the NFL, and I totally know they would be okay with me telling you guys this. I was at my aunt's house a few weeks ago when we were talking about wedding things, and we're so excited for this wedding. Like it's gonna be a blast.
Gorgeous.
Just for 1 second, take a second to guess how much they spent on just invites. On just sending the invites out. The invites are insane. They're beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It was well over like 15K. I think she
So
had.
I did the math. Each invite was like $18 or something.
Yeah.
Like one of the cards. And it had multiple cards in it.
Yeah. And
so
then you have to ship them.
Each card ended up being like $26 or something. Each like total.
And I don't think they were machinable because they were too thick. So I think they had to pay like $6 each invite to send them.
It was like $15,000
That's insane
to send the invites. I'm like,
that's so luxury.
So crazy.
I'm like, that's so celebrity of them, and I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but
like I think I spent like $400 on my invites, like all the stuff and sending them out.
Yeah.
And I had 50 invites to send, not 300.
Yeah.
So I did mine myself.
And imagine them costing $26 a pop.
Like I think each of my invites maybe cost $10 to make it send.
Crazy. And
so
I'm not saying like every wedding I have to book now has to also do stuff like that. Just saying, like, I know I could rock like a little bit of an editorial documentary style.
Yeah.
Honestly, back in like 2022, I was way more editorial than documentary.
Well, I also think that a lot of what's happening right now is that people they're mixing up candid and directed. Like I think that
nobody knows what the difference.
Nobody knows what candid means anymore. My couples, I'm starting to educate my couples like very quickly when they say candid. And I'm just using my couple this weekend as an example because they were my first wedding of the season and they're also perfect and I love them. They had told me, they had sent me their inspo and they had said, we want this candid feeling, but we also need to be directed. And I was like, just so you know, you're gonna get directed to have these candid photos.
Here's another thought off of that too, that a lot of brides will use that word candid and be like, this is what I want. If you are constantly as a bride turning your head away from me and not giving me moments, like you're not gonna get those, right? So if you're not, I feel like I've had brides before be super aware of where I'm at. Yeah. And super aware of like what I'm trying to do as well. So if they're like hugging people, they're very aware of like, oh wait, I don't want you just to grab just the back of my head or just the back of their head. I'm going to turn to the side and press their face against mine.
Yes.
Or something of that nature, being very aware of like me. Yeah. Being in your grill and trying to take your picture. And so the best photos I've ever gotten are of those brides that are very aware of me. Yeah. And I'm not saying you have to be a model.
Yeah, you don't have to pose. No. I think it's more just like, stop hiding from me.
But you're gonna be, if you're quote unquote looking for candid moments and you're not giving me anything to really work with, all you're really giving me is like shy girl, I'm just like hiding from the camera. Yeah. It's gonna be harder to get those moments, Yes. I've also had brides too, like be super aware of like another candid moment that would be a good example is like when their moms are zipping them up in their dress.
Mhm.
I've had some brides just stand and like face the wall and like let it happen. And I've had some brides like look over their shoulder and like admire their mom. Or I've had them like go forehead to forehead with their mom and like give me like that's a natural candid moment. But it's also kind of directed, you know, like.
Well, also, I'm going to tell you to do those things sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
I also direct people to do that.
and I tell my clients, like, going into the wedding day, there's going to be moments where I do tell you what to do.
Mhm.
So, you know, like that, I had my bride this last weekend. We were in a beautiful hotel room. It was gorgeous, but there was only one window, like big window on the other side. So I was like, we're going to go zip you up by the window and you're going to face the window.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just going to let this happen at the bathroom.
Right.
We're going to go move you.
But that's why you're worth what you're worth.
Right.
Right. So photographers that are just there to capture the day. I think some photographers have it mixed up. Like, I'm just a documentary photographer, so I'm only going to document what is happening.
Okay. But actually, I feel this to my bones and my soul, because a few years ago when I was like kind of I always have imposter syndrome. It never goes away. But when I was kind of moving into this, okay, I'm fully booked. Everybody wants me. I'm whatever. And the candid thing was happening. And I was like, I want to be the candid photographer. I was terrified to tell people what to do because I was like, if I tell them what to do, it's not candid anymore.
Not true.
And now I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell everybody what to do 900% of the day.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like they don't know.
No.
They really don't. Some, like I said, some brides are going to be very aware of you and are going to be very aware of what might look good on camera and what they might want. But other brides are not going to do the same type of research, you know? Like, I've had brides that are like up all night on Pinterest being like, okay, this is what you do. This is how you, whatever. Yes. And then I've had other brides that show up and they're like, I don't care. Just do whatever. So that either way, you still need to give direction.
Also, not just the brides. Sometimes I've actually had the most cute
grooms.
The cutest grooms of all my couples this year that are like, they actually care. In fact, again, this couple this last weekend, the groom was the one who sent me their Pinterest board and like he cared about his photos. And I like, grooms, you guys need to care too. Everybody needs to care about your photos. It's not just the brides.
But that's why certain photographers are priced different, because they're not scared to tell you and they're not scared to move you and they're not scared to be like, clean up this mess and we're going to come back in here and take pictures in here again. That's why we've changed our timelines to the way we're doing them, though. Yeah, is so that if I need 10 minutes to be like, bridesmaids, we're cleaning up this area so we can take some pictures, it's okay to do that. You know,
we have the time for it.
We've got the time.
I've been hanging out with you guys for 2 hours at that point.
Right. And if you really want those types of photos of like I saw the most gorgeous photo of a bride sitting on some stairs and her dress was hanging up on the wall next to her. Aww. And she's just like tucked up, had her legs up to her chest, and she was like looking at her dress. Like, I never have time for that stuff.
Also, that wasn't natural.
That's not natural. You're not naturally being like, my dress. But you are probably going to love that photo of like, the photographer being like, now admire your dress, you know? And that's why certain photographers
maybe she was sitting there, you know, but there's no way she was like perfectly in the light.
It was very staged. It was almost editorial, like the way that it was all done. Like, she also had one window light just like on her. Yeah. And the stairs were all dark. Yes. It was gorgeous. Most beautiful photo I've ever seen. But I'm like, if you want stuff like that. Also, the Vampire Diaries.
Yes.
Her wedding.
Insane.
Wow.
And there's only like 6 people there.
Drop dead.
Yeah.
But like, did you see her getting ready photos of her daughters like running around?
Oh. So yeah. And they had time for that. Yes.
Yep. Then they cleaned the area. Yes. That way we're taking those.
So this is my advice to photographers who are listening to this and they're like, this is not for me. You also need to start learning lighting. I felt, so I got a new flash. I can't figure it out. I gotta like do some way more research.
The vintage one?
Yeah, I can't figure it out. I also think that I need to figure out spotlighting. Like, I used to be the photographer that was like
off-camera flash.
No, spotlights. Like
those big lights,
like the big lights that you can shoot at people. Because you'll see people like portrait photographers will have the spotlights on their people they're taking portraits of. I think I need to bring one of those to a wedding, because I saw the other day somebody had a spotlight outside a window shooting in to have like some light on the dress through the window.
Cool.
Insane. And I was like, also, I need the time to be able to set up the lighting if I'm going to learn all this lighting. I used to be the photographer that was like, if you can't shoot in the lighting you're given and make it look expensive, you shouldn't be charging that much. And now I'm like, I'm going to
bring the lighting
and I'm going to use flash and I'm going to make all the lighting perfect, because these expensive luxury photographers are all using lighting
Yeah.
and have been using lighting. It's the only thing that's never gone off trend.
Yeah.
Everybody has lighting.
Another thing, if you're a newer photographer and you're still kind of learning manual and how to shoot in manual and all that stuff, I think for a long time, I thought my shutter speed had to be a lot higher than it actually has to be.
It's like 200. I can pretty much
You
be
can get away
stable.
with a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go like, so if your lighting's actually crap,
Yeah.
you know, but you're in a moment that could be still.
Yes.
So like, say you want bride in window.
Yeah.
It's a dark room, but you just want bride's like
Yes.
face in window and like some lighting on it. You could go all the way down to like 80 if you just tell her to stay still, you
Yeah.
know, like if you really need it lit a certain way. But I think I used to be really fearful of my shutter speed being so low in
Yes.
moments that I'm like, actually, it could go really low. It's actually better for the photo
Yes.
than to crank up your ISO.
Yeah, because it doesn't get grainy. For
Right.
everybody that's not a photographer listening to this, because I know you're all out there, your shutter speed is essentially how long the shutter closes and opens for to let light in.
Mm-hmm.
And so the longer it's open, the more light comes in. However, because it's open for so long, you're allowing motion blur because of that. And so it's gonna like capture the motion as well because it's letting in all this.
If you were to look at any given camera and it said 1 over a number, the higher the number is, the more you are capturing the speed of the photo, right? So like if I'm shooting athletics or I'm shooting something that's moving fast
quickly, yes,
that I need to capture crisply
Mhm.
and I want no motion blur, I need to make that number higher.
you need your shutter faster.
Right, you need it to
Yes.
go fast. But if you are taking photos of something still or slow and you need more light, you
Yes.
can go down.
If you're a low key podcast, it's a slow shutter.
It's a slow shutter. Yeah, exactly. But that is it. I mean, there's your lesson of the day of like how to shoot in different little lighting situations. But I agree. I think some people are scared to like bring in a whole wagon full of like stuff. But I'm like,
Mhm.
again, this is why you're getting paid more than other people, though, is to do that kind of stuff.
I just see a shift in the industry, anyways. Also because the newer generation of photographers are so talented that
Ugh.
I think that those of us who have been around a lot longer, we kind of have to make our own way
Mhm.
through these very talented photographers, and a lot of
Mhm.
that is like, no, I actually know a lot more than them. Yes,
Yeah.
they're so good at what they do, but you're paying for me to. So, for example, this weekend, uh, again, cute planner, love her so much. She went to fluff the bride's dress while the bride was walking down the aisle, and her and her mom started hugging, and the planner was literally like up to the mid back of my bride. And any other photographer who maybe isn't used to situations like this would have totally just like been like, oh no, and like froze. And I just like zoomed in, kind of walked around the planner, called it good. Like there's nothing you can do about that. I've had situations where the officiant doesn't tell anybody to sit down. Like, you know, so there's like things that I bring to the table that my experience is the reason I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
And so you got to be able to like, I guess, communicate your value differently when you're, because yeah, I didn't just pick up a camera yesterday and make the most beautiful photos ever somehow, which I'm so impressed by them, and I learn by these Gen Z photographers all the time. They're just so creative and I love it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
crazy.
nuts. You know what else? Pretty nuts. You know what else is changing? We canceled our workshop. I don't think we ever talked about.
So
This is my noodle. This was my noodle.
yeah, I think
And it segues into a lot of things, actually.
people are in a financial
Well, and the world's kind of a little bit of a mess. And so
a little bit.
and it's even more in a mess now than it was when we canceled this. We just felt like, you know, we had a lot of people canceling on us.
And yeah, it was like for very valid reasons.
We had
like
hundreds of people that wanted to come to this workshop, and we just were like,
but it was like
just
I'm
wasn't working.
Scared. I'm scared of the world circumstances.
I didn't want to put, you know, we didn't want to put our attendees at risk. We didn't want to put our models at risk. We didn't want to put ourselves at risk. And
yeah,
even just of like, just something happening, because we've been talking so much about, we want to do a workshop right. And sometimes things are just out of your control.
yeah. And the further it got along, the like worse it felt.
Yeah.
So, and we're a big energy, big feeling, big like
Peeps.
yeah. So we're like, if we're going into this so panicked already, like
Yes.
what is the outcome going to be?
Yeah.
You know?
And also like a country that we've never been to. Caitlin obviously has been there, and she was helping us with all of those things. But it just felt like we were like, this is too much. And
Well,
so
I would love for it to work out in the future and like in the near future, but I think we have to get through
we
this
might need to do
spell.
something in the States though first. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
for sure. And
Because
yeah.
it the world's crazy. And also just workshops in general are so weird right now. We actually
Mhm.
just saw a, by we I mean me,
More
in my
drama.
in my scrolling on TikTok, I saw more drama just by being in the comments of a video.
Mhm.
I don't even remember what the video was about. I just remember the comments.
Just a horror workshop again, and
Yeah, and it's a workshop that, you know, people know about, and
yeah, it's like a
just
well-known name.
it's disappointing too, because part of me is like, as workshop hosts, we're all going to be, everybody's just going to be under a microscope forever now because of everything that's been happening, that it's like, not even, is it even worth it to host? Because what if one person has a bad experience and then they just like put you on blast on social media?
Oh, the post was another photographer saying, like, just so you know, some of the photographers you love the most are the worst people in the world.
Okay, that's real though.
It's like, ooh.
Not us.
Just so you guys know, how we present ourselves on this podcast is pretty much how it is.
If you love us,
We're faking it.
if you love us, we're actually not the worst.
We have been told so many times that
We're really pretty.
we're really pretty
and
and
really
very
funny.
entertaining. So I have no choice but to believe it.
I have no, you
What am I
twist
supposed
my
to do?
arm. I'm so hot and fun.
But it just is, it is what it is. And some people are just this way, and some people are the worst people ever, and they present as something else in order to get hired.
We may end up getting the drama of this workshop. We'll find out. But we've like reached out to the people. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Why are you
I
confused?
was like, what? So yeah, so this person's like, some of the photographers you look up to are the worst people ever. And then somebody commented, like, I went to a workshop and this big name photographer is the worst person I've ever
Yes.
met in my life. And I'm like, that freaking
That
sucks.
sucks. And so,
Oh, wait, I remember we went to a workshop so long ago. This was Dawn's like first one that we went to, which was great. But
with the A-frame cabin.
yes.
Okay.
And I had a wonderful time.
Me
I
too.
just remember talking to another photographer there
Yes.
who was telling me about their experience with the workshop that
Yes.
they had been to earlier. And they're like, I'm so glad this one isn't like
Yes.
that one before. And the main photographer had like said something about how it must be hard being their size and a photographer. It's like, how do you move around?
Oh.
And it was like the main, and it's like one of the most popular people. You guys, I wish I could say it. It's like one of the most popular people I have ever heard of in at least the wedding
West.
industry. Big old educator too.
Holy.
Well, it's like, well, like I just remember them saying like, well, someone like your size, it must be hard to do something like that.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. The
That is
influencers,
so rude.
the influencer space too. I think that some of the educators
Mhm.
are mixing the two together. Like, I'm sorry, you are not a celebrity.
No.
That's a big reason these people are acting this way.
But some of the photographers, the newer photographers, treat them that way.
Yeah.
I have treated photographers that way.
I've
you
been
know?
treated. Yeah.
No, I have treated
Yes.
like I like if the follow. I remember when I very first started, I got followed by like somebody with a lot of followers.
Was
and
it
I, like,
Dawn?
Probably. Wait. I don't
Wait a
think it
minute.
was. Probably.
Okay. Also, how grateful are we that Dawn? If anybody doesn't know Dawn underscore, is it underscore photo?
No, it's just
Dawn photo. She's the most real educator there is. Like, straight up, we love her.
Yeah.
We have so many kind things to say about her.
We group chat every single day.
She's just very down to earth, and I think that that's why we look up to her so much. And
Yeah.
you know,
But definitely fangirled over her.
yeah.
before.
I mean, duh.
I mean,
she's
you always
also like the OG.
She is.
Yeah.
But yeah, when like I'm pretty sure when she followed me, I like posted on my story and I was like, oh my gosh, I must be famous.
Okay, if we follow you guys on Slow Shutter, you have to post on your story actually because we're celebrities.
Because we're so popular.
But what else is happening is we have this conversation a lot, is some of these educators are charging, oh my gosh, astronomical amounts of money for like monthly.
What?
We saw this course, not a course, it's like a community the other day that was like upwards of $300 a month. And I was like, I can't imagine spending $300 a month when there are people like Dawn And
Yeah, that's $40 a month. We'll plug her.
what's the cute guy that
Miles?
who
I think his is like 40.
yeah,
maybe.
it's like around the same.
Yeah.
And they're like the most amazing humans and
Constantly updating
creators.
it. They're
Yes.
constantly doing new videos on different things.
Oh my gosh. I get like I understand maybe from the side of like exclusivity if you're trying to charge more for the like you're paying for less people to be part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the reason was. I just saw
know
the
either.
sticker and was like, oh,
I don't know. I don't know my stance on it because I'm not an educator. And
not anymore.
well, and I think there's a lot of different reasons that people get into educating.
Yeah.
And passion for educating probably should be
Oh my
towards the
gosh.
top.
Full circle here. Coaching and educating.
We did it. We made a coherent thought.
Holy shit.
For the first time ever on Slow Shutter podcast, we came for a full circle.
Full circle moment. Being an educator is really hard and thankless. And every year in the spotlight.
And
all
we're
the time.
thankful that others do it.
And sometimes people get mad at you.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. And yeah, sometimes you just need to look at it for what it is.
Oh my God, I can't believe that just happened.
I can't believe we did it.
I have like sparkles in my heart.
Yeah, we did it. That's a good place to end.
We're
before we open the circle back up and there's no conclusion. So we're gonna end it.
We're gonna end it here. And hey, me and Cammy put it in our calendars to shoot every week on Mondays. We're gonna shoot every week. We're gonna put it on our stories. We're gonna do this.
We're gonna be
it's
here
in the
for
calendar.
you.
And we're gonna be here for you guys.
We're
promise.
hoping bi-weekly is guests. And so it's like every other week it's like me and Jade.
If you want to be on the podcast, hit us up.
Not just anyone though.
Anyone. If you got some tea, give me it.
Just we're joking.
if you're willing, never mind.
Willing
If
for
you're
what?
willing to put your mom or anyone on blast, whoever it is, just give me the tea.
We'll take it.
We'll take that.
Okay.
For free.
We love you guys and we will talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Slow Shutter Podcast with Cami Empey and Jade Jenkins.